Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunshine Soap and Candle Company. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how to make a beautiful plant-based liquid hair conditioner. I have shared with you a few other conditioner recipes. I'll go ahead and link them in the description box below, but they are solid hair conditioners which work really great. You guys have been asking me for quite some time about how to make a liquid based conditioner or a lotion like cream rinse, and it's something I've been working on for a long time. After a lot of research and practice, I feel comfortable sharing with you a formula that I've come up with that infuses some beautiful plant botanicals and some real hair-loving properties that I think you're going to love. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a full visual process and tutorial step-by-step of how to put together this beautiful hair conditioner. And if you want the full written recipe with percentages and a full written detailed tutorial, please head on over to my Patreon campaign where you can unlock this recipe and so many more for just one small $5 pledge. Next month marks our 3rd year anniversary of the Patreon campaign, and I am so thankful and happy every day that you guys are joining me on that journey, and it's because of you that I'm able to keep doing what I'm doing and sharing great content. So if you'd like to check it out, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description box below, and you can go over there and check out all the different tiers that I have to offer, each with their own exclusive benefits. We have live monthly hangouts, we have live classes, monthly gift packages, and coupon codes to my favorite suppliers. So if you're interested in all that, I really hope that you'll check it out. All right, let's make some beautiful hair conditioner. Okay, before we get started, it's really important to note that we are making a cosmetic. We're combining oils and waters, much like you would do when you're making a lotion or a cream. So it's really important that your whole workstation is cleaned, sanitized down with a 5% bleach and water solution, or a 99% rubbing alcohol, a hefty dose of that, wiping everything down so you're not introducing any germs into your raw materials or your finished product. Okay, so let's get started. I have here my scale and a beaker. We're making a 400-gram batch of conditioner today. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and weigh off some DL-Panthenol. Now, DL-Panthenol, you can get it in powdered or liquid form. This one happens to be powdered. I got it from Brambleberry. And it's going to add that vitamin, that provitamin B5 for hair strengthening. It's a lovely thing to add to hair care products. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my DL-Panthenol to this beaker. Okay, next up, I'm going to be adding in some water and some Hydrosol. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is adding in some coconut water essential Hydrosol. And I got this from Wholesale Supplies Plus. And the reason we're using a coconut water Hydrosol, first of all, it smells beautiful. It smells slightly of just sweet coconut. And this is going to add a lot of hydration to your formula, which hair seems to really like. So we're going to go ahead and add our coconut Hydrosol directly over the DL-Panthenol. Okay, next up, we're just going to be adding in some distilled water. You want to make sure it's distilled water because we don't want to add in any minerals or metals from tap water or like regular bottled water. So we're going to go ahead and add in our distilled water. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and warm this up because the next ingredient we're going to be adding is super interesting, and the water needs to be, or it helps if the water is warm. So I'll bring you right back for the next phase after I've warmed up this water. Okay, so I just warmed this up to right around 140 degrees Fahrenheit. All of that DL-Panthenol powder is now dissolved. And we are going to go ahead and add in one more ingredient to the water phase before we go into the next ingredient. And you could definitely add this in before you heat it up, but this is 1,3-Propanediol. And what this does is it's a humectant, and it works a lot like glycerin. You could just use glycerin in place of this if you don't have it. However, this does add some conditioning properties to your formulas. So we're going to go ahead and use some 1,3 Propanediol as our humectant. The humectant is going to draw moisture to your hair. Okay, and we're just going to give this a good stir before we move on to the next phase. Okay, we're ready to go ahead and add in the next ingredient. Now this one is really the star of the show. It goes by the name brand ICE, I-C-E. You can get it from Making Cosmetics. I came across this wonderful ingredient when I was researching how to make different types of liquid cream rinse type conditioners, and I was on the Making Cosmetics website, and they have a ton of different conditioner ingredients that you can purchase, but this one actually creates the conditioner base once you mix it with your water-based ingredients. And it is made up of cetyl alcohol, which is a beautiful fatty alcohol. It has great rinse off and hair care. It's also comprised of behentrimonium chloride, which helps with the satiny feel. And then we have the cocamidopropyl betaine, which is a surfactant, so it's going to help this to rinse out of your hair cleanly. And then sorbitan laurate. Now what I like about this, you guys, is it makes a perfect conditioner without having to run around and buy a bunch of different ingredients to make it from scratch. This is kind of your all-in-one, and then you can add to this once you've made it if you like. So here we have our water, our hydrosol, our DL-Panthenol, and now we're going to go ahead and add in our ice conditioner base. And it's so cool. It creates a beautiful emulsion, as you're going to see here. So we're going to go ahead and just add it directly into the water. And you can play around with the percentages here. I've come up with a really good ratio of water to ice that I think makes a real nice consistency for a conditioner base. It comes in like a white, powdery, kind of clumpy consistency. Okay, now next up, what we're going to do is go ahead and stick blend this until it emulsifies and you get a complete emulsion. And then we have other ingredients we're going to be adding to this. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. It thickens up quite quickly, so start out on low, but don't be afraid to turn your stick blender up once it emulsifies. Okay, so as you can see, it's still quite warm, this formula. I've been blending for maybe a minute or two, and we have a nice and thick conditioner base already. And we are sitting at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. And so we're gonna go ahead and start adding in the rest of the ingredients. Honestly, you could leave it just like this, and this would be your conditioner. I like to add in some other ingredients just to kind of customize this and make it more hair loving. And so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go ahead and just add in some extra hair loving ingredients. And also the other ingredients I'm gonna add in here is gonna make this, it's gonna thin this texture out just a little bit so we have more of a fluid conditioner and less of like a body butter consistency or a hair mask consistency. You could make a hair mask out of this base. It's absolutely an amazing product. You could just leave it thick like this, depending on how much percentage of the ice that you add to your water. You could make it thick like a hair mask or thin like a conditioner like we're doing today, or thinner. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is adding in some oil. Now I am using a Comfrey Infused Oil that I made myself. This is a sunflower oil, and as you can see, it is now dark green because that's the color of the dried comfrey. So this is a wonderful infusion. Comfrey is a wonderful ingredient to add to hair care products and all types of cosmetics. It's known for its soothing properties. It has a high allantoin content, so it's very soothing. And for your hair, it really softens it and makes it feel wonderfully soft and silky. So we are going to go ahead and add in some, Comfrey Infused Sunflower Oil. And I will go into full detail about how to make this infused oil in the written tutorial, which you can find on my Patreon campaign. So I'll go into great length of written detail about how to make this infused Comfrey sunflower oil. But as you can see, it's got a lovely kind of green hue to it. Okay. All right, now that my comfrey oil is all measured out, we're going to take a minute to just hand stir this before we start adding in the other ingredients. And I will eventually take the stick blender back in here to make sure everything is very well incorporated. But I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix by hand at first. And as you can see, it's turning a lovely shade of like a mint green. It's very beautiful. Okay, and then next up, we're going to be adding in our cool down phase ingredients. I'm just double checking the temperature here. We're now sitting at 103 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding in our extracts and our other hair loving properties. The first thing we're going to add from the cool down ingredients are some bamboo extract. Now, bamboo extract is known for its skin and hair loving properties, I should say. But basically, for your hair care, it's very good for hair strengthening and structure. You can use any floral extract of your choice. I'm using the bamboo extract in here because it kind of goes with the green feel of this beautiful conditioner, and I like the hair strengthening properties it adds. Okay, and then the next thing we're going to do is add something called Dimethicone Satin. Now, Dimethicone Satin is basically what you can use in your creams, lotions, hair care products for a very satiny, velvety feel. This is going to help the rinse off feel like you want that conditioner to rinse out cleanly, but also to leave your hair feeling very silky and smooth. And this Dimethicone Satin is going to do the trick. You can totally leave this out and add in something different. This is why I really like this recipe, because it's super versatile. You can customize it. I like using the Dimethicone Satin. I feel like it leaves my hair less frizzy and a little more smooth. I like the way it feels in this formula. Of course, there are lots of other things you could use instead of this. We're going to go ahead and give that a stir before we add in our last couple ingredients here. Okay, the last couple ingredients we're going to be adding in are the fragrance along with our preservative. Today we're going to be using Lush Succulent Fragrance Oil by Brambleberry. And this is just a really nice clean and green fragrance. It goes nicely with the theme of this conditioner. It's very strong, so we're using it in a really small percentage here. That's it. Okay. And then we are going to be using Optiphen Preservative today to preserve this conditioner. Because we added oils and waters, a preservative is necessary, because if you don't use a preservative with your oil and water emulsions, your formula will grow bacteria and mold within a matter of days. So you want to make sure you're definitely using a broad spectrum preservative. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this a hand stir one last time, and then we will take the stick blender to it just to make sure everything is well incorporated. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and give this a stick blend to make sure everything's nice and incorporated. Now I'm going to go ahead and turn it on high. And I'll bring you back when everything is all blended up. All right, we are done stick blending, and I just wanted to give you an idea of the slip and the consistency of this. It's just perfect for conditioner. So I'm going to grab up a bit of it there, but see how it's just kind of slipping off my spatula, but still very thick and substantial? That's what I was going for. All right, the last thing to do is go ahead and bottle it up. All right, we're ready to go ahead and package up this lovely conditioner, and we're going to be using these little squeezy bottles. I got these from Berlin Packaging, and they just have these accompanying lids. I find them handy for things like conditioner. Okay, and then I went ahead and transferred the conditioner to a plastic bag here that I've cut the tip off of that we're going to use as a piping bag. And then I'm just placing the conditioner in this beaker, these containers in this beaker here to stand them upright to make it a little easier to transfer the mixture into the bottles. The mixture right now is sitting right around 85 degrees Fahrenheit. It will continue to cool down, of course, over the course of a day or so. And so this mixture will get a little bit more thick in consistency, but not by much. So we're just going to go ahead and start piping that in. And there you go, everybody. That's how you make a beautiful Comfrey Infused Herbal Conditioner that works wonders on your hair. And I'm just going to show you, I have another one that I've been using, and I just wanted to give you an idea of the consistency. So we're just going to pop that open. Just take a look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. It's got beautiful slip, silky and satiny feeling. Absolutely adore this. I hope you give it a try. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Please leave a comment or question below. That really means a lot to me. I love to answer your questions and comments. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and share this video with a friend. All right, catch you on the next video. Bye. Keep shining, everyone.